Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rosemary Levesque, and this is our wellness chat for today. And it's a really special day. Okay, is every day a special day? Nod your head up and down. Yes, it's a special day every day. And as I've been talking to people throughout the week, more and more and more information is coming through for me as I seek information about supplements for pets, pet care, what's going on with our pets, um, testimonies about pets, and the products that we have. And is anybody interested in pet care and how to help our animals be healthy and what are we using for Avini product? Yes, okay, I've got all the animal lovers here. Whether or not you have a pet kind of doesn't matter because you either used to have a pet, you still love animals, and you talk to people who have animals. And so you're going to be talking to animal lovers, I bet. Yes? Okay. So I want to show you something first off that here's a little thing. It's got a strap. I strap it around my waist. You could, of course, use it as a shoulder strap, very long adjustable strap on this. This is my emergency kit. It has room for my cell phone. It has room for, credit cards, driver's license, or anything, and my Avini products. And I take this with me when I go out on walks with my dog. Why would I have an emergency kit of Avini products for my dog?
You've
And
had
Carol,
emergencies.
yes,
You've
Carol,
seen
I'm going to ask
emergencies and
you
helped.
in particular, Carol, because I know you've had emergencies with your dogs. Would you like to answer the question, why would you need an emergency kit
Well,
for you?
in the case of a bee sting, I can tell you, Cell Defender has kept Atticus with us until we got to the ER, and that was his second sting. And the first sting he had no reaction to, and a month later he had another one, and he had a severe reaction. So Christy was in the back seat giving him Cell Defender down his throat.
Yes, get it in there, right?
Yeah,
On the way to the vet.
yeah,
Yes. And
yep.
what did the vet do when you got there?
They immediately came out and got him, and they took him in the back. This was at the ER, and you know everything was good.
And everything was good.
Yeah, I don't know what they did in the back. I didn't care what they did in the back. Just and we went home. So yeah,
Thank you for sharing. And you yourself recently had an encounter with a bee sting, didn't you?
I certainly did.
What happened?
I'm just sitting outside with Claudia, and I did not even see the bee come, and stung my fingers still a little swollen. But I immediately took Plus Relief, used the gel, and took the Cell Defender. And it took a little while, but it was much, much better. Yep.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, bees, God bless them. We love them. We need them. And many of us have some sort of a response to the venom to some degree. And I will tell you the reason why, and I may have shared this before, the reason why I have this little emergency kit is because of a story that happened to my daughter. During COVID, my daughter came across a man on a trail holding his little dog who had just been stung by a bee and was limp in his arms in anaphylactic shock. And calling vets who were during COVID closed. The nearest one closed. Lots of them closed. They finally found one that was open. He went there, and of course, by the time they got there, it was too late. In tears, my daughter is coming over to my house in tears. Mom, what do we do? I said, well, let's make a kit. This doesn't need to happen. right? So at the time, we had a few essential oils in our kit along with some Avini products because back during COVID, we didn't have Plus Relief. And that's a huge benefit to have Plus Relief because it instantly reduces inflammation. We had Cell Defender, we've had that one for 20 years. So Cell Defender is going to begin to soak up all the toxins in the body. You can apply it topically exactly where you need it. You can take it internally. It's going to begin instantly. How fast is instantly? Immediately, to remove poison in the body. So anybody who is having any kind of allergic response, whether it's to artificial sweeteners, some kind of smell in the air that you are not responding well to, a food that you eat. For me, it used to be rice, especially rice, which I know now is full of arsenic. My throat would close up during pretty much any meal, rice or no rice. My throat closed up. And I was having trouble breathing. And I would excuse myself politely from the table to try to get that food up or down, one way or the other. My children would say, "Mom, don't go in the bathroom. That's where people die." I mean, really broke my heart. Cell Defender changed my life. Cell Defender was what helped me to heal from the inside so I didn't have an allergic response. Over the years, I noticed a change in me that I didn't have a reaction to food. I never have a reaction to food anymore. Gone. But back to emergencies, Cell Defender was my emergency go-to while I was in the process of healing, while I was in the process of lightening my body burden. If something got a little stuck in my throat, Cell Defender went right in. Cell Defender. Now I have Plus Relief also, which is going to reduce inflammation. So what's in the emergency kit and why are we using Avini products for animals? So this is the main topic for today. My conversation with Chip, and for those of you who don't know, Chip is on the scientific advisory board for Avini. He is Marcy's husband, good friend, known Marcy and Chip for 20 years. And Chip used the term white label. And what he means by that is that from the very beginning, when we were first using our products from our biochemist, Rick Deitch, back in 2006, so for me, nearly 20 years, the products weren't labeled for pets. None of the products were labeled for pets. There's nothing on here that says, give this to your pet, 0 to 25 pounds, 25 to 50 pounds. Nothing like that on here. And so he called it a white label, that we are white labeling our Avini products for pets. Why are we doing that? Because of bee stings, because of allergies, because of inconsistencies, because of emergencies, because of tumors, lumps and bumps, gingivitis, arthritis, pretty much anything that's going on with people is also going on with pets. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Star, have you seen this? Alita, have you seen this?
Yeah.
What's going on with people is going on with pets? Yeah. Okay. Alita, what have you seen? What's going on with people is also going on with pets.
Oh, a lot. Everything. Anything that a human gets, a dog can get. I mean, I've seen it as a vet tech, all kinds of ailments. And
I mean, even things like diabetes, right?
yeah, absolutely. Even a big one, I can share the testimony later. Uh, Drinking bad water, what do people get? Giardia. It's the same thing with dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is something that Eno got acquired when we were on vacation back in June. But I had my Avini stuff. It was, you know, I would anything. I mean, packing stuff for her on a trip is now up to a duffel bag because of other stuff. She has more stuff than I do, but I always have something for her when I go on little walks, like that little sack that you had that you carry.
Yep.
Cell Defender, Nano Silver, Plus Relief. But I always have it anyway if I'm out and about and I don't have Vino, but there's people walking around with dogs. I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
Abs- Absolutely. Yes, because you could be like my daughter on the trail coming across a
Mhm.
person holding their little dog, wondering, now what do I do? Right?
Mhm.
They're not prepared. They haven't been educated. They don't know what an
Mhm.
emergency kit would be. And so, yeah, I've got the one that looks like this for my dog, but what's in my purse? Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I actually will take the Nano Silver gel and put it into a smaller squeeze bottle, like a sample size squeeze bottle that I can carry on the plane. So I have my gel with me. I want to talk about that white label thing again, because Plus Relief is one of the things that has an ingredient that in general is not okay for dogs. Does anybody know what the ingredient in Plus Relief is that's not okay for dogs?
Yeah. Xylitol.
Xylitol. Yeah, xylitol is not okay for dogs.
Mhm.
I checked the quantities. I don't remember the numbers now. And I checked with Rick. There is not enough xylitol in an entire bottle to hurt a dog. Not enough in an entire bottle to hurt or harm or have an effect in any way for a dog. Not enough. And so that made me say, well, I need this for an emergency. Because in an emergency, are you going to use a whole bottle? Probably not.
Mhm.
Maybe a spray or two, maybe even 5 sprays if you needed to. Could you use 5 sprays in an emergency? Absolutely. You could do that for a dog, not a problem. So it's small enough, you could carry Plus Relief Spray in an emergency. This is not a long-term use. They're not drinking the bottle for the whole thing. They're not going to have a problem with it. So did we white label Plus Relief Spray for dogs?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, what about the Plus Relief gel? There's nothing in here that is going to hurt an animal, that is going to hurt a dog. Plus Relief gel is intended for topical use. Yeah, easy, easy, easy. But you know what? In an emergency, if you only had Plus Relief gel, you can
You can
give this
still ingest it.
internally.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. You can give this internally.
Mhm.
We have white labeled our Avini products to be used for pets. And why did we do that? Why, back in 2006, would I have decided to give our Cell Defender to my dog? It didn't say for pets. Why was I deciding to give it to my dog? Why does anybody decide to give it to their pets?
Save them,
Yeah.
make them
Say-
healthy.
Absorbs toxins and releases them out of the body.
Mhm.
Absolutely, because it's a good idea.
Mm.
Let's simplify it. It's a good idea. We don't know what we're going to quote unquote fix or save. We don't know if we're treating anything. We don't claim to treat or diagnose or cure anything. But you know what? It's a good idea to start with this. When I started, this is all I had. This is all I had. We thought it was a good idea to give it to our dog. It wasn't the reason why we bought this. We bought this because I was trying to help my nephew's wife in her 30s, 3 young children. She had a terrible diagnosis in her colon. So I went looking for this and I found this. It was a potential answer for her, but we thought it was a good idea for prevention. So even if you don't have an emergency, it's a good idea
Mhm.
to begin to take out the heavy metals and poisons. It's a good idea to lighten the body burden so that everything else can begin to heal. So yeah, we white labeled it. We white labeled it for pets. And how many people are using this for their pets? In Avini, anybody who has a pet is probably using it for their pet.
Yep.
We gave it to our bird. We gave it to all of our dogs that we've had over time. We take it personally, you know, just, yeah, everybody gets Cell Defender. It's a no-brainer. It's a good idea. Yeah, even though it doesn't say for pets. Now, since then, Rick, our biochemist, has come out with a pet line. He has come out with Cell Defender for pets. He has come out with Plus Relief for pets. So our spray or our gel, which we have white labeled for pets, he has come out with a pet product, Plus Relief for pets. Little chicken barbecue flavor. I find that my dog, my daughter's dog, you know, they don't really care for it. But if you mix it with something else, they're good with it. Have to have a talk with Rick about chicken barbecue someday. Can we do something better than that? But we do have a pet line. Now comes the topic of mushrooms. Anybody using mushrooms for their dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm,
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 mhm.
mhm. I mean, another good idea, right?
Mhm.
Medicinal mushrooms. Everybody in Avini, every distributor, and people around the world know about mushrooms now. In fact, I printed something out before I came online to talk with you. This is, I forget what website's from, but I just printed out some of the benefits. It was a very sciencey website with all kinds of studies that were done on mushrooms. In other words, people know that medicinal mushrooms work really well. And some of the words they're using in here, here's Coriolus versicolor. This is the turkey tail mushroom. Always been used in China as a magic herb. And and they're still in use today. They've been used for probably thousands of years. And why? Also in Japan, not just China. It's one of the most studied mushroom biocompounds. They really like what turkey tail mushroom can do. Immunomodulatory properties. It modulates the immune system. Do we need modulating in our immune system? Yeah, we're not talking about a boost. We're not making anything overactive. We're just making it smarter. That's what immunomodulation means. When you modulate the immune system, you're making it smarter. It's working better, not harder, because it's improving communication between cells in the immune system. So turkey tail will do that. Granoderma lucidum, also known as reishi mushrooms, which we have in our mushroom mix, is the mushroom of immortality. Promote well-being and longevity since ancient times, and is now listed in the American Herbal Pharmacopoeia, Chinese Pharmacopoeia, and Therapeutic Compendium. And it's also used for cancer therapies. It's highly recommended for these. And what part of the mushroom are they using? All of it. All of it. The fruiting body above the ground, the mycelium below the ground, the extracts. They're using the whole thing. And that way they're getting the most medicinal, again, that word medicinal kind of compound out of the mushroom to have a benefit for all of these things that people want. So have we also white labeled our mushrooms? Have we white labeled those? We have. In fact, I don't know if Rick realized, I'm pretty sure he did verify this on the Tuesday night call. He didn't know how many people, how many of us Avini distributors were actually using mushrooms for our pets.
Yeah.
He did not take that into consideration. So now we have an ingredient, a new ingredient in our new Z-Munity mushrooms that we need to talk about. Can we talk about it for a minute here? Would this be an important thing to talk about? Just like with Plus Relief having xylitol in it, not enough in the whole bottle to cause a problem, not enough. Rick has added saffron, a trademark name Afron, to our Z-Munity mushrooms. And quite admittedly, without consideration to what people have been doing for 20 years. I don't think he knew this. I don't think he thought about it, that we were white labeling it for pets. So now we're all faced with, what are we doing? Can we use saffron for dogs? Well, research is showing saffron is toxic to dogs. How much? How much is toxic? What do we have to take in consideration before we make a decision to use this particular product, our new Z-Munity formulation, for our animals? Well, a toxic dose or a potentially harmful dose where it causes digestive upset, perhaps vomiting, would be 5 grams. 5 grams. That's what I'm seeing all over the place. 5 grams seems to be a toxic amount for even people. Toxic amount, 5 grams. Yet we use saffron in rice. We use it in cooking because saffron has incredible benefits. This is why Rick added saffron to the mushrooms in the first place. Really good benefits for mental health. And if you listened to Chip's call the other day, Wednesday, he said, "Did you hear my call Wednesday?" He sent me the recording. It was really good. He talked about the issue of mental health in the world. Do you know anybody who has anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, imbalances? Yeah, right. It's pretty prevalent in today's society that a lot of people are dealing with this, and often silently. They're dealing with their depression on their own. Maybe they're not leaving the house. Maybe they have suicidal thoughts, or maybe they just get angry all the time, or they're really sad all the time. Depression comes out in all kinds of ways, right? And our mushrooms, our original formula for mushrooms was incredible for mental health, but we couldn't claim it. We couldn't claim it as a benefit because it hasn't been, even though it may have been studied, we can't make the medical claim. But people taking the mushrooms, and Carol, I know you've seen this with your dogs. Can you talk about giving mushrooms to your dogs and what happened when you upped their dose?
Well, with your advice, we upped the dose, and the strength and vitality that was exhibited after doing that quickly was amazing. And then if I cut back on it, I noticed the difference. It's just phenomenal. And Finley now at 14, I think he's stronger than he was as a puppy, because if I'm holding him to try to clean his ears or do whatever, I can hardly keep him in my lap. And it's just amazing. And his appetite has improved, and I hadn't thought about it, but maybe that's part of why his appetite is so good. His appetite's better than it's ever been.
People who are sad don't want to eat. Dogs who are not feeling good don't want to eat. And if you don't eat, you get sadder and more depleted, right? It's a vicious cycle. So for your dogs, I know you texted me one time, well, they're running around the house. She said, I can't keep up with them.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they got happy, they got healthy, they got energized with mushrooms. And mushrooms are known for that. Remember, vitality, strength, mood, immunomodulating, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, anti all kinds of the antis. That's the best kind of ant you want as a relative. You want the one that's going to help you heal. And
Well,
so,
and Rosemary, you know, he had an infection. The diagnosis was the pancreatitis. And with your help, we didn't follow the vet's instructions. We followed the Avini instructions with you and didn't need antibiotics because he got the Nano Silver, and everything just worked together so well. You know, March, I can't believe the change in him from March till now. And we just went to the holistic vet. The vet said that his blood work was very good. His fecal sample was good. So we've made so much progress. It's just unbelievable.
I wish I had then what I have now. Thank you, Carol. Pancreatitis hurts. Yeah, it's painful. It's an inflammation of the pancreas. And with an inflammation of the pancreas, the usual course of action is antibiotics because they're assuming an infection, right? That's what they're assuming. If there's inflammation, oh, it must be infected.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Mhm.
No. Our Ginger had pancreatitis. Now, she was already compromised. I didn't know that keeping up with the vaccination schedule from vets was going to hurt her. We bought premium dog food. I call it kibble crap these days. We bought premium dog food, which turned out to hurt her. It wasn't good for her. It hurt her. When she got pancreatitis, now it's obvious to me why she got pancreatitis. I think she had a little bit of turkey gravy, and that just kind of threw her right over the edge. And with an inflammation in her pancreas, they were at the emergency hospital. Boy, we've spent lots of money at Dove Lewis Hospital. They advised antibiotics and they got her on insulin.
Yeah.
And that turned her into a diabetic
Mhm.
for years. That's when I became aware. That's when I woke up as to what can we do now. So for pancreatitis, if I knew then what I know now, what would I have done? Probably had her drink a whole bottle of this over the course of a day. Just in case there's an infection, this is our Nano Silver. It's
Yeah.
not going to hurt her. Have we white labeled Nano Silver for pets? Absolutely. But the cool thing about our Nano Silver is we can ingest this without any worry. We can drink the whole bottle. We could drink a
What
whole
news?
gallon without any
What news, Luna?
Nano Silver gel. No, Nano Silver spray. We can drink this. It is not colloidal silver off a shelf, a grocery store shelf, or even online somewhere. It is not a colloidal silver. It is a safe spherical nano silver that can be ingested. It would be in the body for a couple of days and be processed out. Can we use it for pets? Absolutely. We have white labeled our Nano Silver for pets.
And we can nebulize it.
You can nebulize it.
I
Yes.
would, if I knew, if I'd really thought through that, that's what I would have done with Finley.
Oh.
Would have nebulized it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Works
To
so well
nebulize
for
it
me.
means they're going to breathe it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Inhaling the silver is, okay, if you're drinking the silver, it's getting into the bloodstream and into the digestive system. If you're inhaling the silver, you're getting it into your lungs.
And that's what we did when we had pneumonia.
Yeah, when you had pneumonia, you had in your own emergency kit,
Yep.
Nano Silver. Yeah. You can drip this into your sinuses. Does anybody have a sinus problem? Yes,
Not
sometimes.
anymore.
Right? Yeah, some people have surgery for sinuses, don't they? They
Mhm.
clean out the sinuses of all that infection that has built up. But what happens after that? It comes
Comes
back because they haven't dealt with the cause of the problem. So we have white labeled pretty much everything we have for pets. And we have in our emergency kit, whether it's for your pets or for yourself, for your family, pretty much everything we have is going. Anne?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Back to the saffron for a second.
Go ahead.
There, we said 5 grams of saffron is considered toxic to a person, to an animal. Toxic, 20 grams will probably kill them. 5 grams cause an upset stomach, maybe vomiting, not a good idea. 5 grams. How much saffron is in our Zimmunity? Do you know? Have you looked? Oh, let's see if I can read it. I think it's 28. Yeah, 28 milligrams. 28 milligrams, and that is in 2 capsules. So in 1 capsule, half of 28, 14, you're getting 14 milligrams of saffron in 1 capsule. How much is a milligram compared to a gram? 1,000th. Milli is 1,000th. So it is 1,000th of a gram. So you've got 14 milligrams. That's 14 thousandths. So 0.014 grams in 1 capsule. Could you use this
Mhm.
for an animal?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. You could. Is it my favorite idea? Well, it depends. Are you using it for maintenance? A healthy dog, maintenance? Yes. Okay. I think we're okay here. If we're using this for a maintenance for a healthy dog. Here's where I get concerned a little bit, and I'd like to offer a caution to you. If you have a little dog, an old dog, or a sensitive dog, or one who is already immune compromised, where you might want to up the dose. And this is what Carol talked about. We upped the dose. Carol, what did you up the dose to? Do you remember? And how big is your dog?
Let's see. He was getting, for maintenance, I was doing, I actually got down to 1 twice a day. But during that rough time, I think we were doing more like 3 2 times a day. I think we got up to 6.
So you got up to 6 per day. So 3 times 28, let me round it to 30. 3 times 30, 120 milligrams per day. 120 milligrams, well, that's still 0.12. No, yeah, it's still a tiny, tiny amount compared to 5 grams.
But
Now,
we went through diarrhea. We went through, I mean, he's lost weight, so now he's down to like 8 pounds. And he used to be close to 14. So now our main goal now is to gain some weight back.
okay,
But
good.
I would still have been leery of using it with his precarious situation.
Exactly. And so this is what I want to talk about. And Star, you can also share with us, did you give Zimmunity to your cat, to Ra?
Ra had Zimmunity twice a day. He had Cell Defender about 5 drops 3 or 4 times a day, and he lived 18 months longer. But the big story is what's happening with Winton.
Oh,
And I posted it on Facebook. I have a rescue Maine Coon who will be 3 tomorrow. He came from a hoarding situation and a horrible diet. He weighs 7 pounds and he should weigh 25.
Oh, wow.
He is getting Cell Defender 6 times a day. he is getting immunity. His coat didn't have any luster, so I sprayed him down with Nano Silver, which he licked off. And last night, for the first time, he had the zoomies. He now has a toy that he carries around. His
Yeah.
appetite is good. We're getting him off bad food onto good food, doing it gradually for his digestive system. And he has very bright eyes. And that's in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Wow.
He's a
Mhm.
beautiful cat. Now, I think that's incredible that you're actually expediting his healing
Yeah.
using
Looks like
Avini
a different
product.
cat.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
posted a couple of pictures on Facebook. The first picture, he's looking pretty wary. I should have posted last night because he was lying on his back showing his tummy snoring. So he's acclimating very well, but his energy level is about 5 times what it was.
Mhm. Mhm. You're expediting his healing using our Avini products that you have
Yeah,
white labeled for pets.
yes.
And I want to go back to Ra for just a second because Ra is a miracle too.
Oh,
Ra lived to be a very old man, old coon cat. So you have a lot of experience with Maine Coon cats. He had a heart issue. Can we talk about his heart issue for just a second?
yeah, he had congestive heart failure. And it happens very rapidly in cats. It happens quite frequently in Maine Coon cats because they're very, very big. And at his prime, Rob was 34 pounds. He was huge. When he passed away, he was maybe about 12. But until the day he died, and he was ready to go at that time, I wish we had had motion at
Mm.
that time because he did have severe arthritis, but he lived 18 months longer than they ever said he would. And he was given Nano Silver, he was given Cell Defender, he was given Immunity, and he thrived for an old man. And Maine Coon's lifespan is 12 or 13 years. He was 16 and a half when he passed away.
Wow, 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 wow. So you also had heart issues during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and your cat had heart issues. Do you see a connection here? I know you
He
do.
was my healer.
He was your healer, and he was going through stuff that you were also going through. You know, your situation was a little different, but the location was the same, the
Same
heart.
location.
Yeah. And what I love about this whole Avini picture here is we as an Avini family, as all of us here in this group, we all want to be healthy. Would you agree? Yeah?
Yes,
We all like the natural idea of being healthy. Yes?
yes,
Yes? We're not going to necessarily run to the doctor at first chance. We're
Mm-mm.
going to see what we can do to get ourselves out of trouble first. Yeah? And for our pets, if you are saying, well, if I can do this at home, and if I have my emergency kit, maybe I can take care of this myself. Now, Carol is playing it smart here with a bee sting, running to the vet. Good idea. Snake bite. Yeah, you'd probably be on your way to the vet with a snake bite or a bee sting at anaphylactic shock. You would be doing that. But by the time you get to the vet, you probably don't need the vet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Be precautionary. Use your good common sense. Go to get medical help if you need it. And in the meantime, could you be healthier on your own? Could you act preventatively? Could you white label these products for your animals? We certainly did. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to end the recording here and stick around. If you have some questions, I would love to just have a quick chat with you and share a few ideas.